So the fun has begun. Let's turn around. So the exhaust manifold is back in. Everything fits back on pretty good. I had the face of that manifold milled. Probably should have videoed that before I put it back on, but I just got so excited about putting this thing back together, I just couldn't help myself. So I mentioned earlier that there is an EGR valve or EGR connection at the front of the exhaust manifold that you can't see. You can see the heat protection around the new tube, and that's about all you can see. If you get around the corner there, you might be able to see a little something. But yeah, so you have to tighten that down. So it's got to be in the right spot first. So you got to test fit it a couple of times to make sure that the tube is going in the right direction, because you have to tighten that connection before you put the exhaust manifold back in. Yeah, because you can't get to that thing anywhere else. I don't know any other way. So the other end of the connection is up here. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it back there. Anyway, absolute madness here. Absolute madness. Not to mention, there's some brittle vacuum lines that every time I touch them, another piece snaps off. So I'll have to rerun, get some of those and rerun those vacuum lines. Yeah, so this is just a whole bunch of fun. I'm going to show you the other connection if I can see it from this side. Yeah, there's the connection right there. So you got to kind of get that halfway lined up. The exhaust manifold isn't tightened up yet. It's just kind of got all the bolts started, got the gasket in there. So that has to connect to that, and that you can kind of get to from here, but not very well. So much for, the doghouse on a van allowing you access to everything. So, but hey, it's going back together. Hopefully everything goes back together well. I just got to get that connection taken care of. These are the vacuum lines that keep snapping every time I touch them. I snapped them off down, coming in through the wheel well area. Snapped off all three of them that go down through there and redid them. Rehooked all the connections and everything. And then when I got in here and started doing this, I snapped them off up here. Same lines. So I got to totally redo them now. So I'm going to keep digging in here and try to get this connection on the EGR tube done, and maybe get this exhaust manifold kind of snugged into place before I stop tonight. Can only have so much fun in one night. I mean, come on. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's best when you get just to that point of pissed off that you just walk away. So the exhaust manifold is in. The EGR tube on that far end is attached. I don't even know if you can see it from here. New plugs are in on both sides. This EGR tube is attached and good to go. Exhaust down there, tightened up, all good to go. I think I'm to the point now where I got to get the plug wires back on. There's a couple of retainer brackets I got to hook up this EGR tube, which I may or may not have cut to get that out of there. I'm going to put a new rubber hose over it. Then I'm going to have to battle with all these vacuum lines. They are just as brittle as can be. You breathe next to them and they crack. But I think I'm done for the night. Tomorrow or the next day, the goal will be get all the plug wires back on, The EGR tube right there, taken care of. Just kind of button everything up on this side. After that, I don't know what I'm going to do on those vacuum lines. I don't know if they make a new, I don't know if I can get a replacement set. And then from this end, I ordered this coolant line, heater hose is what they call it, that I snapped off of that quick connect fitting. Yeah, snappy. Ordered that. That's supposed to be in tomorrow. And then I'll button up everything over here, which is just basically once I get that coolant line on, I think I'm good to go. I'm going to go through and check. Somebody's been in here before. I see a fresh gasket down in there. So I'm not sure if that's if there's a water pump that was put on at some point recently. So a lot of the bolts and screws and stuff down and around here are either missing or not tight. So I'm going to go back through, I'll retighten everything. I'll probably have to put in a couple new bolts. The fan shroud was loose. Got that all tightened up before, but there's a lot of stuff crammed in this hole right in here. So I'll get that all back in slowly but surely. Hope I took some pictures of that. It's been a while since this project has started. So hopefully, my goal was in the next week to get this thing fired back up and hope that that exhaust leak went away. All right. The exhaust manifold project is pretty much done. It is time to start this thing up and see if it leaks or not. All right, let's get this battery hooked back up real quick. I think maybe I should have done this before I started filming. Probably, huh? All right. Let's get this thing moving. All right. We have interior lights. Why is that interior light on? Anyway. See what happens. All right, she's buzzed up. I heard the fuel pump run. Lordy. No leak. Before you would have heard it going loud. Sounds like it is sealed up. Running very smoothly too. I guess those old spark plugs were done. I was going to change wires, but decided not to. These wires didn't look that old. They weren't the factory ones, so somebody's changed them and it's got 120-ish. So went with leaving them alone. All right, we'll start buttoning up everything else.